Everything in this life is really about the journey. And I know I may have made a video somewhat similar to this before, but this one I'm going straight off, no notes, no nothing, because there's something that was just kind of in my spirit. I feel that over time, I've understood the journey to be the joyous part. I've understood the journey to be everything. And even now, in this current place, while I have aspirations to build these mega businesses and, reach these crazy heights and then build a certain type of audience with my social followings, etc., I also understand something else simultaneously as well. And what that understanding is that everything takes time and it's in its own process. You cannot specifically dictate the time you'll become a millionaire. You may say you want to be a millionaire, you don't know what's going to happen. You may want to have a great physique, but you can't necessarily dictate the time where you're going to be proud of what that body looks like, right? And I say that to say you have to release this idea of this magical moment at the end where everything suddenly is good, where everything suddenly, no more problems, no more worries. Because reality is that time never really comes, right? And I'm not saying that to be discouraging. I'm saying that to be both real, but also give you an opportunity to take power and find some solace and some comfort in that understanding. Every single day, when you take actions, you're either building toward or subtracting from whatever that end goal version of yourself is to be. And I want you to hold a lot of honor and respect for yourself to become that person. Because to truly become the person you want to be, you have to start respecting yourself now. That might look like cutting certain people out of your life, dedicating certain time and moments to other places and things, right? But if you're able to release that, you'll start to understand that that's not what's important. It's not about the finish line per se. It's about the person that you become between the dash. Have you ever heard the saying where someone was like, it's there's very important on your tombstone, right? It's going to be the day you were born and the day that you die. But the most important thing is the dash in between those two dates. Who was this person between that time? What kind of life did they live between that time? And when you think about that and you zoom out from a macro standpoint, right, to macro standpoint, and you recognize that, okay, the ultimate end goal is going to be death. And we're born now. Okay, what am I going to do before I die that is going to be awesome? Because you don't know the day you're going to die. And if you think about it, every day we wake up, we kind of just don't think about, oh, we could die. Because it can happen at any moment. Which is somewhat a scary reality, but it's life, right? But also, if you're fortunate to have another day, what does that mean? You get the opportunity to build toward, right? But oftentimes we are subtracting from because we're operating in a place of fear and focusing only on the end. When you start to focus on the day-to-day, understanding that it builds toward the end, you start to approach your days with a different sort of spirit, energy, and aura. You start to become happy. You start to become excited to attack the day because you understand the more of those days that you stack, you get inevitably closer to the end goal. But again, you want to remove this dependency on the end goal being the end all be all, because once you get there, you're just going to move the goalposts because we're ever evolving. And I've heard it a lot with like entrepreneurs in terms of getting to 10 million, right? And then, okay, now you want to get to 50, now you want to get to 100, now you want to get to 200, now you want to get to half a million, now you want to get to a billion, things of that nature. And I fully believe that that's the truth because that's what I've experienced as a business owner myself as well. And you are always going to find yourself proud of your accomplishment, but you'll never be satisfied. But when I started looking at it from a human standpoint, I understood too that we're ever evolving, right? And so there may be a season in our life where we want to be more creative. And then we reach the quote unquote heights of that. Then what? Now we have to find and sort a place for what the next goal is. And this is going to happen naturally. But the reason I brought that up is because I want you in this time in your life where every time you set a new goal, is I want you to treat it like the statement when they say if you love something, let it set it free. And if it comes back to you, then it was always yours in the first place, right? I want you to do the same thing with your big goals. I want you to say, hey, I'm gonna be by this date. Let's say you say by the start of 2026, I want to have $3.2 million in my bank account. Boom, and you say I'm gonna do this via this vehicle to wealth and this vehicle to wealth. Or I'm gonna do this vehicle of wealth and I'm gonna do this to become a better person that makes me better in this vehicle of wealth. And I'm gonna go out there and do that, right? I want you to look at it like that. Okay? And then once you've sat on it and really embodied the spirit of it and you've written it down, you manifested it, I want you to let it go. And then I want you to simply focus on to today and asking yourself, what can I do today that's going to help me work toward that goal, i.e. a tomorrow? What can I do today? And when you sit back and ask yourself this question, I want you to find delight and joy in the process because ultimately it's going to be the days that stack up that get you there. And those days are the journey. And every day you're not going to feel the best. And every day it's not going to be your best effort necessarily. But what you have to do is show up. That's all that matters. If you show up every day, you might fuck around and get lucky at some point. And that's really how it goes. So if you can have a sense of peace and understanding that the actions you take each day is the journey, and the journey is really where you become the person capable of handling the end goal and result, I think you might find a little bit more happiness in that. Because it's always this that you talk about. Whenever you talk to other people and you think about memories, you're always talking about the times where it was rough, right? Because that's where the human spirit fights. We love a good underdog story. We love a good transformation. We love watching things grow and flourish, right? That's the human conditioning. So why don't you use that same sort of principle, that framework, that operational flow to simply follow your life, follow the actions that you want towards your goals. It's the same thing. It's the human spirit. So you really just gotta love this journey. And if you can love this journey, it'll love you back. It's like I always like to say, what you appreciate, appreciates. So hopefully this gave you a good perspective. Hopefully this changed how you saw different things and makes you want to be a better person, or more importantly, makes you want to just live in the moment and enjoy this journey, because you'll never get these days back. And you're going to be looking back one day when you finally get those riches and be like, damn, this was kind of the fun part, huh? And that's what I've been experiencing. I know my big breakthrough, my big flow is on the way. And so I'm just cherishing all these days, all these moments of everything. And I'm just being extremely grateful for all the phases and seasons of my life, the past year, year and a half, 2 years, that have brought me to this point. Because I know everything is about to change for me. And I know that the life I want is going to require me to continue to sacrifice the life that I have. And that's the journey. So, as always, like I said, leave a like and a comment. If you guys want to join the community, it's going to be down below in the description or linked in my bio. Go out there, crush it. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.